be honest, I think I struggle in general with this sense like the goal of life is to be fulfilled, be happy, be joyful.
Yeah.
I think we live in a society that very much praises that. And I think there's this thought like if I'm fulfilled, I won't have any uncomfortable emotion.
Oh,
right?
see, I don't think that. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, go. What?
Mine was honestly purely circumstantial. There are times that my job has been like I woke up and like couldn't wait to get to work.
Like you felt that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's times where it's like legitimately had a like dream that I was gonna dunk.
Did you get those puff up shoes?
No.
Dude, I remember in 6th grade, I got on Eastbay.
Out Eastbay. Dude,
I got some UK blue and white Dadas on Eastbay. Dadas were the arm sleeve before arm sleeves, right? Now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name's Logan Kafer. I'm a licensed professional counselor in Atlanta. Here with my friend Nate. What's up, Nate?
I just exist, man. I'm just here.
That's more than not true, but
well, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I did get these new joggers.
Dude,
yesterday.
Yoggers?
Yeah, I do believe that the J is silent.
That's soft.
Yogging.
Soft
it's a
jogger. I can tell they're new. You still got some creases in there from.
Well, that's because I'm not yogging. If I was yogging,
yeah,
the creases fall out. It's inactivity that's
gotcha.
caused.
The good thing about my creases, you never really know if they're new or just they've sat in the washer or the dryer for like 2 weeks.
Literally, I looked up. This said like, I go shopping once every 4 years for clothes.
Sure.
It seems like, and yesterday we went and I was looking at some of the things. We're like, man, this doesn't feel like you should dry these. Yeah. And they literally said take them out immediately.
Really?
After washing, and put them in the dryer. And I was like, I don't know that exists.
You're asking me for too much. Like this is too much commitment. I can't commit to these.
I can't get these shorts.
No, truly. I think our biggest flaw around here is that our clothes will sit in the dryer for like 2 weeks, so they're all wrinkly. And then I don't care. I'll just put them on. And Jenny's like, Logan, you can't go out that like that. And I'm like, I'm going to.
I did.
I went out and
I just did.
I don't care. But what are you?
Try not to make any noise. Opening my coffee.
You in a movie theater? the guy who brings a Sprite.
I just
as soon as the movie starts.
I am that guy.
Bring
my snacks to the movie.
Yeah. There's some rules I break. That's one of them. I was like, oh man,
it's too expensive, man.
Hurting these guys, bottom lines in here, bringing in my Skittles.
Oh, so you don't bring in Skittles? You buy them there?
Yeah, man. Sometimes I don't know. There's a certain moral compass I live by.
Yeah.
If that's fine if you're out there, bringing in Milk Duds. But to me, I feel a little weird.
I do not second guess at all. Bringing a movie. I mean, I think they kind of expect you to do it now.
They do.
I think they look at you when you're in line.
Yeah,
They're like, dude, we got this guy.
Yeah. Well, either they look at your pocket and say this huge rectangular thing, and like, all right, dude, either this guy's got Milk Duds in his pocket or this guy's got some other kind of duds in there. And so either way, it's.
No, I don't get down with the buying stuff there. Well, unless my kids want to, but
that's fair.
Also, when's the last time you went to a movie? Not.
That's a fair question. It's been a while. Yeah. What should we talk about? Last time we talked, we did some Reddit posts.
We did, yeah.
And I think what I've realized more and more is, man, like Reddit is just a vast wonderland of men's thoughts. And so I figured why not just kind of roll with that today and keep kind of staying in that vein.
Yeah.
And so most recently came across a Reddit post by a guy talking about just the difficulty of transitioning career. Like he's been focusing on one thing for the last 4 years. Growing up, he wanted to be a professional athlete. And it's difficult. It's kind of getting caught in a spot of like, man, I need to transition, but I'm stuck in the past. It's hard to move forward. Mm-hmm. Would you rephrase that anyway, or does that feel like an accurate? I don't have the post right in front of me.
Yeah. No, I think there's a little bit of identity in that. Man, this is what I was wanting to do my whole life. Work towards this, and then realized it wasn't going to be a thing. Now, what do I do with fulfillment in that regard? Any job that he's had, I think he said something about. He worked really hard in a job he didn't really care for. Yeah. And then partied on the weekends, and now it's just gotten old.
Gotcha.
So what do you do?
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for you, have you ever lost a dream before, or there's something you really wanted to do, and career-wise, and you're moving down that path, and it didn't happen, or you didn't even get down the path because it just man, this is just not for me. I'm not 6'10" basketball player. It's just not. I mean, like, I don't know. For you, dream wise, do you relate with that at all, or?
Yeah. Unlike the poster, it became very realistic to me when I got to high school that my dreams of having a college scholarship in basketball or even playing in college or the pros was not going to be a thing. I don't think that wasn't something that I mourned. It was just like reality set, like, I don't know how long you dream about being a professional baseball player.
Wow.
And when you don't or whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, I kind of see it as there are like dreams and the way, like, the way that I see my life playing out or things I would like to see happen. And then, my circumstances or my environment changes. And that, like, the adapting in those moments are kind of ones that I've had to, and some of them have not been brought on for me. Like, I didn't want that, but it just kind of the way things presented itself to me, whether I got a new boss or things just changed. And so things that the dream that I had of like living with this thing out, living this career out, just kind of like, oh, this isn't it anymore.
Yeah. When it comes to, I mean, having dreams in general, are there like, I don't know, do you have any like funny dreams? Like any like things that are like, dude, there's like.
I legitimately had a legit dream, and ambition too, that I was going to dunk. I'm 6 foot, but 6 foot.
Yeah.
And husky.
Did you get those puff up shoes?
No, but I did wear husky jeans growing up. And so I think that played against my gravity.
Dude, I remember in sixth grade, I was like, all right, I'm going to try out for the sixth grade basketball team. And maybe it was seventh grade. I don't remember. But, dude, I got on Eastbay. Had an Eastbay. Shout out Eastbay. I got an Eastbay magazine to my house. And I don't even remember this. You could customize your Dadas. And dude, I got some UK blue and white Dadas on Eastbay. I was like, I'm going to go to this tryout. And nothing else. People are going to be like, dude.
He looks the role.
This guy. Dadas were like the arm sleeve before arm sleeves, right? Now it's arm sleeves. But back then, I didn't make the team. But I looked really good.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with those shoes afterwards, but.
Do Dadas still exist?
We should look it up.
I had 2 pair of Dadas. Well, no. I had 1 pair of Dadas that I replaced 4 times because they malfunctioned, like they broke, and so I would go
like a Zion Williamson kind of blowout on the side.
Exactly like that. And I literally would take them back into Happends. I did it like it was like every other week for literally a solid 2 months. And they were like, "Dude, you just need to get a new shoe." I do.
You should check out our new 2005 Starberries if you're looking for a new.
They're $25. I think you could really benefit from those.
Anyways, dunking. So you didn't use Dadas, you didn't use pump shoes.
No,
you just wanted to dunk.
I thought that I would dunk. I had dreams where like I would go for a finger roll. And like I was like, oh, dude, I'm here.
I'm floating.
Boom. I'm
floating.
Do the Michael Jordan, just flip it over and dunk it. It never happened. And then there was one time in a basketball game, I had a chase down block. It's like this is like peak athleticism for me. This guy went up for a finger roll, and I like just rose up and swatted him.
Yeah. Did you give him the Dikembe?
No, because when I landed, I was like, dang it. That's the jump that I could have dunked on.
That was it.
I'll never be.
I used my one. I used my one jump
for defense. What is wrong with me? So
what a team player, man.
Yeah.
What a team player.
I got the coach's award. If that tells you what kind of team player I am. I wasn't athletic enough to get an actual award. Yeah. They're like, man, this guy's a senior. He's been working really hard.
Yeah.
We'll give him the coach's award.
We'll give the green star upward.
Yeah. That was. Thank you.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out. What about you? Any funny dreams? Any good dreams?
I don't know about funny dreams. I think for me, definitely my biggest dream in life forever growing up was play professional baseball. Did not happen. Went to the University of Kentucky, not for baseball. And that was the kind of end of my career. And really, I'm 34. I probably had baseball dreams most every night until, I don't know, 25, 26, like pretty late. Like I was like, man, this cannot be normal. Like, why am I still thinking about this kind of stuff? And I think it took me a long time to learn how to dream again. Like, okay, hey, I think part of it was grieving this, accepting the fact like, okay, I'm not playing professional baseball.
Yeah.
And I had to, at some point I had to accept it enough to like move on from that dream to actually begin to dream. It's like a new dream,
Yeah.
right? Because for a long time I was just like stuck in this, maybe, I think a lot of it, until I accepted it, I was just bitter at anybody who did it. And I kept like thinking about, well, maybe if this would have happened. So like in the five stages of grief, you have sadness, you have anger, you have bargaining, you have denial, and then acceptance. And bargaining is this aspect of like, man, maybe if I would have done that, then this could have happened. If I would have done this, this would have happened.
Not like hire an agent and like try to get. That's not what bargaining is.
Well, no. Yeah, I mean, you could. That could be part of the bargaining process. But in this case, bargaining for me was like, man, if I just would have worked harder my junior year, then maybe.
Like replaying your dreams in some.
Well, more
like
so.
Retract. Like go. Like if I would have done this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm bargaining with myself. Like, man, if you would have worked harder, if you would have gone to the gym more, if you would have took more cuts in the cage, then you would have made it, right? Or hey, if you didn't just do this on the weekends, but instead of the weekends, if you did that, or if you got a key to the baseball cage from your coach and went to the gym every morning at 5:30 before school started, then you would have like. There's a lot of bargaining until I was willing to like accept that I did not do any of that.
Yeah.
And come to grips with that and be okay with that. I couldn't really move on to like a new dream because I was just stuck in this spot of wanting to bargain.
How long? Like, so you, 18 or so, 19, went to college?
Yeah.
And then you still had these dreams after college.
Yeah.
What, like, so what, 7 years, 8 years, 8 years? How long would you say you dreamt about it even when it was like over? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I probably accepted it more probably when I was around 25. And so
that it was over? That baseball was over?
That was over. I remember
I gotcha.
around at 24, I remember I started like, all right, let me throw again to see if I could try out for like an independent league. And then at some point, like, Logan, what am I doing? And that was kind of when I actually began to finally kind of move towards accepting it. And again, I'm 34, so that was 9 years ago. And I still, like, periodically will still have dreams that I'm playing baseball.
Yeah.
But I wake up in the morning and I'm like, that was a weird dream, and move on throughout my day. Whereas previously, if I would have had a dream, I would wake up and be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I'm not doing that.
Could have been.
Could have been me, man. What? Could have been. I could have been like that guy getting $300 million.
In your dreams, did you just like smoke a cigar or something? Is that why your voice was that way? Or
Well,
how did
yeah. Well, my thought was like, if I could be part baseball player, part Batman.
that would really?
Where are they? Where are the balls and strikes?
Yeah, I mean, Batman.
Two-Face.
Batman is not. I mean, he's a superhero, but
Yeah.
like he doesn't really have superpowers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's kind of a
He
normal
just
guy.
has technology.
Yeah.
So you could have used technology to become.
HGH.
I was gonna say it's probably performance
Yeah.
PEDs, but I guess there's a lot of Superman.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
superpowered man,
Yeah. Yeah.
superhero man.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, so that's kind of the main dream for me. But I think from that, I really don't think I ever moved on to like a dream that felt ever as passionate as that dream. I don't think I would get on 34. I don't think I've felt like, man, I always want to do this with all of my being. Whereas I feel like I hear other people who didn't get so caught up on sports growing up that were more like business focused to some degree, and they find like this more businessy job that is their dream now. And
Entrepreneur,
and they're like, man, I just really want to make, like, you hear the Mr. Beast talk about, like, he really just wants to make great videos, or like really make really good chocolate, right? Or you hear any tech entrepreneurs talk like, man, I really want to make this great product. Like, I never got to a spot where like, oh man, like my new dream is to create this XYZ. And I just feel just as passionate about it as I did about playing things when I was a kid. Like, no, I've never like felt that same, like, I just desire to be great as I did in sports, whereas I do hear some people do that in business. And I think that's always caused me like, man, like, am I lacking, right? Like, do I lack motivation? Do I lack drive? I think there's like this like alpha instinct that like is often like praised in media and like on social media, or like, be a man who's an alpha. You're a killer. You want to go. You think about like these the Mamba mentality, or Tiger Woods in his prime. These guys, they just like, they didn't take no for an answer. They went out there, they ate and drank and all this kind of stuff. And I think there was part of me is like, if I am a man, like, that is how I need to be willing to approach things. And I think for me, I'm realizing like that's actually not how I feel like I need to approach things in order to feel content to feel successful, to feel like I am living a life that has purpose.
It's interesting that you have like that are how often our fulfillment in life aligns with our dreams and career almost, you know, like this guy from Reddit or whatever. It makes me think about in my own life, I was in ministry, and like I didn't feel like, I mean, I think in ministry it's hard to compensate, like it's hard to keep up for reasons that this is not the podcast to debate that, but I think oftentimes I was so fulfilled in my job, like, and the impact that I was having, that the pay didn't really matter. I mean, it mattered, but not as much. And then I got a new job, and I remember the first like 18 months, I just wasn't fulfilled. Not even close to the same way as I was, but I was being compensated really well. And what that allowed, like, I had an impact on my family in a way that I had never had before. And I remember having a conversation with my wife, and she was like, "You've been more present in the last 6 months than you were in the previous 6 years in your family." And that, like, along the same lines, it began to become clear to me that when it comes to career or job, there's many different ways that this fulfillment can kind of manifest itself. It could be in a career, or, you know, like you could be in a profession that you really, really love and you're not compensated for, but like you're still, you know, I think about like nonprofits, people who are just like grinding to try to make it work. And then there's, you know, in the best case of that, you're fulfilled and you're compensated really well to be able to do the things that you like to do. But I think that there's another lane that I began to see, that you can be compensated really well in a job that you're really good and gifted at, but not necessarily fulfilled in the same way, where it allows you to find fulfillment and seek fulfillment in other means. So like my family, for instance, I didn't even realize how much I had sacrificed for them, or sacrificed of them for the fulfillment that I was getting in my job previously. And then I'm around more, and the job that I have now allows me to be and seek and find fulfillment in this area, which is far greater, you know, and, you know, it's from the proximity standpoint, these are the people who I want to have an impact for. So I think it's really interesting. I'm curious your response to that, just how job, career, and then like fulfillment, how they can interplay, how they can bounce off of each other. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think that's a really difficult concept for me. I think I wrestle with this aspect of career, job, and fulfillment. I have clients talk to me about it. I think in my own life, right, and what I've shared, I think about it, and I think I often wrestle with what fulfillment really looks like, or how does it really achieved? And when people say fulfillment, right, in some ways, are they meaning happiness, right? Are they meaning joy? So in some ways you're saying like, hey, how does my career bring me, or my job bring me happiness, bring me joy? And in some ways I struggle with that, because I'm like, man, I don't know if there's anything that's going to like sustain that for 5 years. Like, hey, if I could get this job, I'll feel like I'll have fulfillment, I'll have purpose. Or if I get married to this person, I will have fulfillment and it'll be great. Compared to more of like, in a lot of ways, I think happiness, joy in the context of fulfillment is something that's somewhat chosen like daily, right? In some sense of like, I don't know if this job's going to provide me happiness in 5 years, or this marriage will just be happy in 5 years, but I can choose in these moments to like find purpose, find fulfillment in the day in which I am offered, compared to just expecting that something will fully change. Because to be honest, I think I struggle in general with this sense of like, the goal of life is to be fulfilled, be happy, be joyful. I think we live in a society that very much praises that. We live in a society that very much like, do anything you can do to be happy. And I think I wrestle, right, being a counselor, like I help people like kind of hopefully move towards like a more fulfilling life. And so I think it's possible. I think also part of wrestling with clients is just like, and like you're still gonna like be sad sometimes. You can be, and I think there's this thought like, if I'm fulfilled, I won't have any uncomfortable emotion.
Right? See, I don't think that. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
And
maybe that's not that. I wasn't suggesting. Mine was honestly purely circumstantial. Like specifically like circumstantial fulfillment, and just how I've seen. There are times that my job has been like I woke up and like couldn't wait to get to work.
Yeah. Like you felt that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's times where it's like I'm kind of lost in my job. Don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
And is that you lost fulfillment, or just that day you might have woke up and been a little more off, and that's okay?
it was certainly a season. I don't know that it was just that a day. And there were, and not that those days weren't like, there weren't like days where I, achieved or like whatever fulfillment. I just meant more in general. I think sometimes we have our giftings, we have our passions, and we have the like things that actually bring us life, like that we love and it bring us life. And that's kind of where I was getting at with fulfillment, you know, whereas there are things that, like I said, like if our giftings, like if we're skilled accountant, like we can just crush a spreadsheet like nobody's seen.
Yeah.
But that, like, we don't wake up in the morning, we can't wait to, we just maximize our time doing that, and we make a lot of money, or that freedom allows us, or that we're good in our job allows us to have freedom in another
area
to pursue like things that are we're passionate about.
Yeah. So it's when that job gives me the means to do more of the things that I really enjoy.
And not even necessarily financial, but also like flexibility, like to work from home or to work from like if you move to a city you always wanted to live in, but like not really crazy about the job that you're in, but like you're able to experience like, man, I get to go to the beach on the weekends. This is really great, or whatever that could be.
Yeah. So you move to Miami and you work.
Live it up on South Beach.
You pick up trash on the beach and you're like,
yeah,
I'm on the beach. Here it is.
Some people do that.
Yeah.
Some people are crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's a good example, right, though, of like everyone is very different.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's sometimes this like we want to make everything fit for everyone, and truly we all have different values, we all have different desires, we all have different things that we just I guess values is the best word in terms of just how we rank what we most want out of life. And some people, they think that fulfillment will come from money, or some people feel like that fulfillment, I don't actually value that. That's not going to bring me fulfillment. What brings me fulfillment more is like purpose. Yeah. And there's this reality of impact, which I'm not going to have at my accounting job maybe. Yeah. And so I can find it elsewhere. I think the tension then becomes when like, I'm an accountant, but then I'm also my dad and I have a family and I have these couple things going on, and the things I would actually like to be doing to make fulfillment, I don't even have time for those anymore. And so what do I do?
Yeah. Right. For me, I think when you think about fulfillment, it's definitely more of an art than it is a science, right? Okay. It's going to be different. It's going to be subjective. People are going to like some things than the other things, whereas it's not just A plus B equals C. And so I think that, from a fulfillment, thinking about fulfillment and how it's going to look different to other people. Sure. Yeah, it's more of an art form than it would be a science.
Okay. So hypothetically, let's say this guy from Reddit, what's his name? Can we look it up?
Bruz God.
Bruz God. Not my God, but my Bruz God.
Bruz God.
Like, hey, do you know Bruz God?
Never met him.
Wait, well,
never met.
Come on over, man. We can.
It is lowercase g, so.
Oh. It's Bruz Good.
Well, no, I just mean it's not the God. It's just a God.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Bruz God. It's just a God.
I see. Yeah. I hear. Maybe it's never mind. So, anyways, if Bruz God walked in the room and was like, "Hey guys, this is what I'm going through," what would you share with them?
Yeah, I think for me, again, I think there's some identity tied in there, and so maybe there is. I mean, you might be able to speak more to from an identity standpoint, and where is he anchoring his identity. Honestly, as far as practically speaking, I would just be like, dude, find a way to serve, like find a way to do something for someone who maybe wouldn't be able to give anything back to him. Because I think that kind of thing provides perspective, whether it's serving soup at a soup kitchen, or helping a widow do yard work or something like that, or coaching a team, or doing some kind of service. That to me, that always gives you perspective and puts the focus off of yourself.
Yeah, man.
And so
I think it's really good.
There may be some like fulfillment may come to him very differently at that point. And when he sees the world through another lens.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good thought, this aspect of, sometimes when we're so caught up on our own dreams, what's not happening, we're just so focused on our life. Mm-hmm. And sometimes seeing other people's lives and seeing life outside of our own actually is pretty grounding and kind of often helpful, like making sense of kind of the world and my own perspective, my own life. And so I think it's really good. So you would say, hey, go out, serve somewhere, serve some lunches.
Yeah, just find a way to
some
make an impact
leaves.
on somebody that,
Yeah.
and not necessarily that couldn't do it to you, but that wouldn't. You know that you know
Yeah.
it's not a transaction.
I'm not expecting
this is
something
a
back.
this is a like, hey,
Yeah.
let me help. Let me serve in this way.
Yeah, because sometimes we give dreams, we're putting in work, hoping to get some output.
Yeah.
Whereas, no, man, I'm just going to help some folks and like, I have no expectation of anything back.
I think that's what I would tell him. You know, and that doesn't mean that like all of a
gonna-
sudden
yeah,
he's going to be fixed
for sure.
But I think it would give him. I think anytime we're able to gain a perspective, it helps us like to step back a little bit more than just staying in it and being like stuck.
Yeah.
You know, it allows us to. You know, and maybe we meet somebody who's going through a similar thing, and I don't know, but I think
No, that's really good, man. So, Bros God, if you're out there listening, encourage you to go out, kind of get perspective outside of yourself. Go serve someone who can't do much for you or anything for you, and see kind of how that pays off.
yeah.
And if you do, let us know. And so,
yeah, bros, God, get us, hit us back, keep us, let us know how that goes.
yep. All right, guys, thanks for joining.